temperature of the material. That's why. So once again go back. So Ohm's law, at constant temperature only the Ohm's law applicable. So temperature is differ, if temperature vary, the Ohm's law is not applicable. So based on these definitions, R is directly proportional to L by A, or R is equal to rho into L by A. R in resistance, unit ohm, rho resistivity, unit ohm meter, L length in meter, A area of the cross section in meter square. So depends upon the problem, we must carefully read that either area is a circular conductor or square conductor. In general, we are using the circular conductor. So apart from this, just anyhow, you read the question paper carefully. Sometimes they use it length and breadth. At that time, we are using the formula differ. So in this slide, just remember about the resistivity of the unit for the resistivity is ohm meter. So reciprocal of the resistance is a conductance. So similarly, reciprocal of the resistivity we call as a conductivity. So resistance R, conductance we call as a G. Resistivity we denote as a rho, conductivity we denote as a this symbol. So unit for the conductivity we call as a Siemens or mho, MHO. There is no need to go to that. There is no need to by heart these values. Suppose in the question paper they will give that some problems. They will mention the resistivity of that material, either silver, copper, water, maybe. There is no need to by heart this. Just a minute. So there is no need to by heart this resistivity value. Okay. In the question paper, they will mention that value. A simple problem. So in the question paper, a wire having a resistance of 1.6 into 10 to the power of -8 ohm meter. That is the given data. Resistivity is given and length 20 meter. Cross sectional area 1 mm square. So once again, carefully read the question. Cross sectional area 1 mm square. So in general, the SI unit for the cross sectional area is meter square. So we must carefully convert this mm square into meter square. And this wire carries 5 amps. So now they ask the voltage drop of the wire. So we need to find the voltage drop, that is V. So from Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R. So current 5 amps they already given. So only things we need the resistance R. So for resistance R, we need to find the resistance by using this formula. Once again, carefully, we must substitute this 1 mm square in meter square. So already I said that just having a practice with the desktop calculator. Hello? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It's another sample problem. Just read the question paper. No. இதை ஹைலைட் பண்ண சொல்லுங்க அந்த அனாட் மார்க் பண்றேன்.
நோட் ட்ரா அப்ப நீங்க இப்படி ஹைலைட் பண்ணலாம். ஓகே, அது வந்து கிளியர் போட்டு கிளியர்.
So in this question paper, just read the question. They have the wire having the same cross-sectional area and same material. So R is equal to rho L by A. Rho, the two different wires having the same material, and two wires having the same cross-sectional area. That means the two wires is directly proportional to the length alone. So question is, which wire having the high resistance? So here, which wire having the higher resistance length, it having the high resistance. Okay, so these two questions are a simple question. So come to this question, it maybe take 5 to 10 minutes to discuss the question. Some of the friends already solved this question. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, we are looking into it, yeah.
Okay. So read the question paper. So definitely these type of questions they may ask. We have 5 to 10 questions related similar to this type of questions. Just now we solve one question. Here a lead wire and iron wire are connected in parallel combinations. So two different type of material we are using. Their respective specific resistance are in ratio 49:24. So former carry, that here the former means they denote lead wire, because we have two wires are there, lead wire and iron wire. The former they call as a lead wire. The former carries 80% more than that later current, and the later is 47% longer than the former. That is, from this question we understand this four things. Two wires are connected in parallel combination, number one. Number two, they provide the resistivity, specific resistance. The specific resistance is another name for the resistivity. Resistivity as well as specific resistance are the same unit quantity. So they given data, specific resistivity they given, current I is given, third length L is given. We need to find that cross-sectional area. So we have a formula R is equal to rho L A. They want the area. A, they ask the value for A. So out of 4, to find a A, we need to know, we know resistance, can you see the board? Hello?
Yes, we can see.
Okay.
It's not visible. It's not visible.
Not visible.
Not visible.
Okay, okay. Let just listen. We are trying to do the like this. Okay. So we have the formula R is equal to rho L by A. So we need to find the cross-sectional area. To find the area, we must know about resistance, resistivity, and length. In the question paper, in the question, they give the resistivity, they give the length. So we need to find the resistance. If we find the resistance, it is possible to find the area. How to find the resistance? So just come to here. So can the question paper, question in the diagram. So two metal, lead wire, iron wire. Lead wire I denote as a 1. So lead wire are denoted as 1 and iron I denote as a 2. That is I1 means current flow through lead wire. I2 means current flow through the iron wire. So by this way we understand the things. So in the question paper, in the question they mentioned that the question paper specific resistance are in the ratio 49:24. So rho 1 specific resistance for the lead wire, rho 2 specific resistance for that iron. So rho 1 ratio rho 2 gives 49/24. And current flow in the former is 80% of the later wire. So I1 which is equal to 1.8 I2, that is 80% more. So that's why I denote as 1.8 I2. And length of the iron wire, that is they mentioned that later. So later means iron. So L2 which is equal to 1.4 times of L1. That is 47% more. That's why I rated 1.47. So apart from this, in the drawing, he mentioned that lead wire and iron wire are connected in parallel combination. So in parallel, voltage same. So that's why I1 which is equal to V by R1. Because the resistance of the lead wire 1 I take as a resistance R1. Resistance of the iron 2 I take as a R2. So I1 which is equal to V by R1, I2 which is equal to V by R2. So from this combinations, from this formula, I take a ratio because in the question paper, they given the ratio of the current. So that's why I take from this formula I1 and I2, I take a ratio I1 by I2 which is equal to V1 divided by R1 divided by V divided by R2. We convert the things. The R2 denominator becomes the top, and so I1 by I2 which is equal to R2 by R1. So by using this mathematical calculations. Hope. Can you visible the slide? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. So from these equations, because we know the resistance formula R is equal to rho L by A. So substitute these values, formula rho L by A. Finally, we get these equations. A2 by A1 which is equal to I2 by I1 into rho 2 by rho 1 into L2 by L1. So already we have the values. Rho 1 by rho 2, 49/24. I2 by I1, already we have I1 which is equal to 1.8 I2. That means I1 by I2 which is equal to 1.8. We substitute these values. So we get the ratio of the cross-sectional area. So once again, from this question paper, from this question, they didn't clearly mention that because ratio of their cross-sectional area. So some of the people kindly note that everyone determine the ratio of their cross-sectional area. Some of the persons, just a minute. Here I derive the formula I1 by I2. Some of the persons, due to in the exam, you may write I2 by I1. I1 by I2 means ratio of lead wire and iron wire. I2 by I1 means ratio of iron wire and lead wire. Okay.
Repeat this, sir.
So, repeat. Okay. Determine the ratio of the cross-sectional area. We may find the cross-sectional area either by A2 by A1 or A1 by A2. Depends upon the person. They may be right in that exam in a different manner. Finally, we get the answer A2 by A1 or A1 by A2. Either we get the answer. They didn't determine the ratio of the lead wire and iron wire. They didn't ask the question like this. So we have two different answers are there. One is 0.4 or 1 by 0.4. Can you clear this?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So once again, you finally you derive the answer. Either you get 0.4 or 1 by 0.4. You see the question paper, which answer is right. So you put the answer. Because in the question paper, they didn't clearly mention the question. Determine the ratio of lead wire and iron wire.
Okay. Is there any shortcut to easily find it? Because there are a lot of calculations and it takes time. So is there a
No.
shortcut for this question? No.
No. First of all, before you forget about the earlier steps, you go to the last two equations alone. A2 by A1, which is equal to I2 by I1, rho 2 by rho 1. Okay. That is rho 2 by rho 1 means ratio of the specific resistance. Already they given data 49 by 24. Directly we substitute the things. Number 1. Number 2, ratio of the L2 by L1. Already they given L2 is equal to 1.47, which means L2 by L1 L2 by L1 which is equal to 1.47. So we substitute 1.47 here. Here we substitute 49 by 24. So first initially, if we solve the problem first time, it takes 10 minutes time. Definitely it takes 10 minutes if you return the things. Having the practice, we solve the problem within a minute. To solve the problem within a minute, we need to remember all the formulas and having the substitute the formulas. Then only we having the based on the practice only we can be able to reduce the time. So some of the problems we have some shortcuts. I will introduce the things. Okay. So similarly, we have different problems like this, or 5 to 6 problems are there already in Ravi already some PowerPoints PDF file, and that file they have 3 to 4 problems. Okay, now we go to the next one. Voltage, current, and resistance. The formulas are related to this area. So already from Ohm's law, we are familiar with that resistance, voltage, current, and power. Having a printing mistake, power P is equal to V into I, or V square by R, or I square by R formula, and energy, power into time, I square R2. So just almost everyone they are taking here. So familiar with these formulas. So we need to substitute these formulas whenever we need. So in Ohm's law, the first word is at constant temperature. So Ohm's law is applicable only at constant temperature or at the room temperature. So room temperature in general 20 to 30 degrees. So in general, that's why this you go to this slide, they mention that resistivity at 20 degrees Celsius. So in general, Ohm's law is applicable for at room temperature or constant temperature. Constant temperature means either 20 degree. So they derived as a in 20 degrees Celsius only. So temperature coefficient. So sometimes due to some reasons, the metal may be heated. So due to the heat, the resistance value is differ. So resistance increases from Ohm's law. Either voltage or current vary, resistance will be differ. Apart from this, resistance is directly proportional of the initial resistance value, temperature rise, and nature of the material. Nature of the material, either copper conductor like this. Okay. So temperature quotient, increase of the temperature resistance is depends upon the three things. Initial resistance we denote as a R0. Temperature rise, that is T degree Celsius. We increase in 20 degree or 30 degree, 40 degree, depends upon. And nature of the material. So based on the things we get, the derive one formula. So RT, which is equal to R0 1 plus alpha naught T. R0 resistance at 0 degree, 1 plus alpha naught temperature coefficient at 0 degree, T increase in temperature. This is just be familiar with this formula. RT which is equal to R0 1 plus alpha naught T. So later we have some problems later to this. So just go to this graph. So in temperature increases, different material behaviors will change. Temperature increases, the resistance of the here in y-axis, in x-axis we have a temperature, in y-axis we have resistance. So depending parameter is independent parameter is the temperature and independent parameter is the resistance. That means temperature increases, resistance increases. So here the temperature increases from this point to this point. At the time, the resistance of the metal also increases. So if the temperature increases, the resistance increases means we call as a positive temperature coefficient. The temperature increases, the resistance decreases, we call as a negative temperature coefficient. So especially in electrical, that means in electrical that or in conductors, and we are using the metal, so we are using the positive temperature coefficient. Negative temperature coefficient does not use in the conductors. And we have one metal, alloy Eureka. If temperature increases, the resistance does not change. So irrespective of the temperature, the resistance of the metal does not change. Okay. So now my question is, where we use this metal? Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yes. So from this slide, the temperature increases, resistance is constant. That means the resistance value is independent of the temperature. That is especially the alloy material, Eureka material. So these materials are used in the thermistors and in ammeter, voltmeter. In the meters, they are using the some shunt resistance. So that materials are usually this material because, so especially in the thermistors, they are using this metal because for that we need this metals.
For which metal, sir?
Yes, just a minute.
Okay.
This alloy Eureka, these type of materials.
Okay, and what about the behavior for semiconductors?
Which one?
For semiconductor. For
Semiconductors, they are negative temperature coefficient. They are divided into three halves. This material, above the alloy material, alloy Eureka, we are using in that conductors, and below the alloy material, they are using that insulators. For semiconductor, the behavior is changed is positive temperature to negative temperatures.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't get it, sir.
So based on this formula, they have derived. Hello?
I didn't get, sir. For semiconductor.
Superconductors, semiconductors having that both positive temperature coefficient and negative temperature coefficient. Because just see the graph.
Okay.
The semiconductor.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. The Eureka, which areas are they applicable?
This material.
You said the thermistor.
In our construction, in our if you have a requirement that is irrespective of the temperature rise, the resistance will not change. Whenever we need that type of material, we are using this alloy material. Say especially yes, we go to the now in the corona, we are using that temperature measurement kit. So in the kit, they are using this metal. Okay, just I have it in that WhatsApp group. I sent that list of the materials, metal names, alloy Eureka metal names. Okay, and go to that the semiconductors having the property of positive temperature coefficient as well as the negative temperature coefficient. So the behavior may be changed.
Okay.
The resistance value is the temperature increases, the behavior will change.
Yes, sir.
So
Behavior
we are
changes.
discussing that in the electronics topic, we will discuss in detail. So now we are discussing about that. Now we are going to that. We are discussing about the electrical subject. So for circuit theory as well as in the DC AC machines, we are using that metal. We are using the positive temperature coefficient metal. So we are using this area alone.
Okay.
Okay. In the electronics topic, at the time we are discussing in detail. Once again, we discuss about this area.
Okay.
Okay. Here, read the question paper with the question. A resistance having a temperature coefficient 0.001, that is alpha not given. Here, alpha naught is the resistance having a resistance of 1.5 ohm, that is R. Now we say that R at 0 degree Celsius. So that means 1.5 kilo ohm, which is equal to R naught. So R naught is equal to 1.5 kilo ohm. And alpha 0.01. Determine this resistance at 80 degrees Celsius. That is T is equal to 80. T is equal to 80. So substitute this value in this formula, we get that resistance at 80 degree. So temperature increases, the resistance also increases from 1.5 kilo ohm to 1.62 kilo ohm. Which means if temperature increases, the resistance value increases. Here we have another question. A resistor has a resistance of 40 ohm at 0 degree Celsius and 44 ohm at 100 degree Celsius. So just R naught is equal to 44, RT is equal to 44, and R naught, R naught means 0 degree at 40 degree. So first we know this formula. Our objective to find this alpha. So that's why we rearrange this equation 1 plus alpha naught T. From rearranging these equations, we have the formula alpha is equal to 1 by T RT by R naught. There is no need to by this formula, just by this formula alone.